In today's gaming news, Diablo 3 gets dueling, ArenaNet outlines the future of Guild Wars 2, the detained Arma devs are released, and a strange turn of events involve Dead Island, a bloody torso, and an apology. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is Tuesday, January the 15th, and my name is Force, here with today's gaming news. First up today, Diablo 3 will be getting PvP in the form of dueling in an upcoming patch. This past weekend, Blizzard released details for Diablo 3 patch 1.0.7, which plans to add dueling along with a few updates and changes to the game. Dueling will take place in a special zone known as the Scorched Chapel, which consists of 4 areas: the church, graveyard, river, and lake. Speaking with Neck the Brawler in New Tristram will transport up to 4 players to the special free-for-all zone. No rewards are available other than the satisfaction of owning your friends. I'm happy to see that they're finally adding PvP to the game, even if it is just dueling. Although I don't think I'll be going back, just because I'll get owned by everyone who's been farming gear since the game's release. I suppose I could buy some gear in the AH, but that'd make me a huge noob, and Lord knows I'm not admitting to that. Next up in news, ArenaNet has outlined their future plans for Guild Wars 2. Apparently the game's doing quite well. A lengthy blog post by game director Colin Johansson goes over some of the planned additions to Guild Wars 2 in 2013. These include bolstering the reward system, large events, guild missions, server transfers, and PvP adjustments. A small update is planned for sometime this month, with much larger ones expected in February and March. To go along with this blog post, they also announced that they have sold over 3 million copies of the game, which is fantastic news. Although I didn't cover Guild Wars 2 in much depth, it wasn't because I wasn't interested, it was just because of the amount of time it takes to get into an MMO and the lack of time that I have. What I did play of the game, I thought was good, so maybe I'll revisit it in 2013. Next up in news, the Arma 3 developers that were arrested in Greece for espionage have finally been released on bail. Arma 3 developers Martin Peslar and Ivan Buchta have been released on bail after spending 128 days in a Greek jail. They were initially arrested last September and charged with espionage after taking pictures of a military complex on the island of Lemnos. Although released, the pair will still have to return to Greece for trial. Although it took over 4 months to happen, it's good to see that these guys are finally free. I don't think those espionage charges will stick, but who knows? Maybe they will. An interesting note is the fact that the bail that they were released on is a relatively low figure and was quite manageable for the families to pay, which makes you wonder, if they really think these guys are spies, would they release them on a low bail? That doesn't seem very likely, but who knows? I just hope that I don't even know what to hope. On one hand, I would say, hey man, these guys better be spies if they spent 4 months in jail. On the other hand, I'd say, damn, if these guys aren't spies and they spent 4 months in jail, what the hell, Greece? Last up in news, I've got an interesting turn of events today that involves Dead Island, a bloody torso, and an apology. Today, Deep Silver revealed the UK special edition of Dead Island Riptide. The Zombie Bait Edition, as it's called, includes the game, weapon pack DLC, collector's artwork, and a 31cm bloody torso. Following this announcement came a steady stream of people saying, "What the hell is wrong with you guys?" To which Deep Silver responded with a public apology via Twitter. Maybe it's just me, but I don't see what the big deal is. This really isn't any worse than what we see in games and movies anyways. I guess just the timing couldn't have been any worse. With violence in video games being such a hot button debate right now, the fact that they decided releasing a bloody torso as an extra bonus for buying their game, that probably wasn't the smartest of things to do, and the whole violence in games debate and the meetings with the vice president and everything that's been going on over the past week probably led to their apology on Twitter. So, I guess what I would ask you guys today is, if all this stuff wasn't happening right now and there wasn't so much hubbub when it comes to violence in games and media, do you think they would have had to issue an apology? And also, do you think this stupid bloody torso is that big of a deal? I mean, it's stupid. It's really stupid, but I don't think it's a big deal. That's just my opinion anyways. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of the Force Feed. As always, thank you so much for watching. Once again, this has been Force, and you've just been Force Fed. So, does it make me a total creep that I don't think this is weird or strange? I mean, I guess it doesn't help that I've been watching a lot of Dexter lately, and chopped up body parts have pretty much become a normal in my household.